Greetings and salutations. Okay, so here we have my first attempt at homemade Swiss steak. I took my dad's recipe from over the phone and kind of did some tweaking. So I followed dad's recipe with adding in, things like the carrots, the green beans. I sauteed the onions and garlic and peppers in a pan with some oil first before they went into the pot. I also kind of sauteed the mushrooms just a little bit too. I used Bella mushrooms because they seem to be a little bit more hearty. The meat that I found, it's a sirloin steak that was like a bourbon and peppered. Seemed kind of interesting, so I'm like, all right, let's go for it. Used beef broth for the juice there. I lack cornstarch though. So I've been kind of playing with the cupboard and seeing what I could find that might thicken it. I don't know if it's going to thicken. I don't know, but it smells really good. I also added, instead of like adding salt, I did salt the peppers and onions a little bit while they were sauteing to help with their flavor there, but I added bacon bits to the broth as well to kind of give it have the sodium kind of come through that way. But this is my first batch of Swiss steak, my first attempt at making a Swiss steak. So we shall see how it turns out later tonight. Greetings and salutations. So while making my first batch of Swiss steak, I also bought what is the type of the shaved beef that you find for Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. And I had a can of crushed tomatoes. The recipes online were talking about using crushed tomatoes with beef broth to make Swiss steak, but my dad's recipe is more just beef broth and Worcestershire sauce. Yeah, it's as close as I'm going to get. Anyway, so to kind of play around with some different things, I did the shaved beef with the crushed tomatoes and the sauce in one pan. And then I have the other, and this one doesn't have as many vegetables in it because I happen to have some picky eaters in the house too. So options. Hello again. And then tonight for the sides, we have my favorite is it's a boiled red potato cut up into quarters, smothered with an entire stick of butter, and then just slathered with tons and tons of parsley flakes. A little bit of kosher salt for, just to give it a little bit of veg. But yeah, nice, simple side. And it's really yummy and tasty. Super easy. The other side is a more traditional for Swiss steak, traditional mashed potatoes. Nice, just something simple from the grocery store to pop in the microwave before dinner. Greetings and salutations again. It's a good thing I made two desserts, because inevitably one dessert might come out screwy. This was supposed to be blondies, but somewhere with the mixing, I don't know, maybe the butter wasn't soft enough and it looks more like a cookie crumble, like an apple crisp, but chocolate chippy. We will see. I'm sure it'll taste fine. Probably needs ice cream. But then this is just fine. You can't really screw up a bread mix, to be honest. I mean, you can, but thankfully we didn't. This is a lemon poppy seed bread mix. It's just cooling, so the icing will go on later. But yeah, when in doubt, make two desserts. I mean, one, why not? And two, that way, if one screws up, one is still salvageable and edible. I mean, it probably is edible. Hell, it probably tastes great. Who knows? We'll find out later.